Here with associate head coach Jeff Hourigan. Coach, obviously the abbreviated season last year. What is different in terms of this fall from what you would normally have with your guys? What were you able to do in the off season, whether it's talking to guys via Zoom of what they were working on?
Yeah, I mean, when everything happened, Jonesy, it was really just kind of staying in touch with guys just to see how they were doing. And, when things became a little clearer and we were able to see that guys could participate in some summer ball, we started to talk about that and see what they were comfortable with. But really just try to tell them to stay active, stay in shape. And I was happy that a lot of guys were able to play in some local leagues and just get that baseball fix. And I think that was good for them to, one, for their state of mind, and then otherwise it was, to stay active, and they were able to get some at-bats and make some plays out there. So I think that's helped a lot of those guys carrying over into the fall.
COVID aside, have you had to ease into this fall, or have you done a normal workload in terms of what you're doing with the hitters?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think we were kind of granted that opportunity. We only had, short weeks early on. We were limited in what we can do with the guys, so we really just went slow. We took batting practice. We were fielding ground balls. We had one whole week where we were just working on our throwing lead-ups. So a little bit different a lot different than the falls that we've had in the past. But I think it's going to work out just fine, especially with the new facility. We were able to ease into things, get a lot of those reps that usually we don't do. We kind of get right into things, and I'm looking at it as it's going to be an advantage for us. I think it's going to really help us.
Third scrimmage so far in the fall. What have been some things that have stuck out about the offense?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, and Coach Mack talked about it. The first time out, the pitchers were really strong. We weren't walking people. And the last couple times, they were losing the zone a little bit. From an offensive standpoint, again, we're trying to work ourselves back into it, get our timing down. I've seen some really good things, but overall I'd like to be better. I still think there's some indecision when we're up there. We're not squaring up as many balls as I would like. But again, I kind of, attribute that to, we haven't been out here that much and seeing live pitching. But overall, I think there's a lot of good pieces. A lot of guys have been working on things. Chris Winkle is back for another year. He looks like he's in a really good place. Reggie's been working really hard on his lower half and trying to utilize it more when he's up there. So there's been some really positive things, but we want to just make sure that we continue to build each time we come out here.
I know you're a day-to-day guy in terms of getting the work in and kind of just focusing on that day, but you kind of look at Wink back, and you got Kyler Fedko and Christian Fedko, and then you got Reggie Crawford and Pat Winkle coming back. The lineup looks pretty scary. You have Bushling at the top, so it's like Eric Stock. So what's the excitement level of all these guys that have shown that they can produce in the past and are only going to try and get better as we move forward?
Yeah, listen, I'd be I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I was excited about it. There's a lot of great pieces right here, and it's a mature lineup. It's a mature group that's out in the field, and then you add the younger guys into the mix. I think it's only going to help them to kind of see how they go about their business. But yeah, from an offensive standpoint, you got guys that can really stretch the field and drive the baseball. You get guys that can run, that can steal some bags. So I think we can be very dynamic offensively. You saw that in the early going of last year. We faced some really good pitching, and we were able to put together some good performances. So I think the pieces were there last year. Now we're seasoned just a little bit more. So yeah, it's exciting, but we got to put in the work. Pat's been off for 9 months now, and he's trying to just get himself back in the groove. But there's definitely a lot of positive signs.
What about this place, especially the lights? What does it do to be able to scrimmage at night, and also just seeing the guys being able to come out here day in and day out and come in and get their work in under the lights?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we pride ourselves in never making excuses or anything, and that's how you have to be. You have to embrace whatever facilities you have, but of course, if you have something like this, you can get a lot of things accomplished. And I think for these guys during this time, I think Coach touched upon it, yesterday. They can come here, they can hang out, and they're getting better at their craft. They're working at their game. We have the barn, and in the past that's a place that guys love to go to, but you don't get to see ball flight all the time there, and it's just great to get outside. So I think this place right here, it's a special place, and I think our guys are really taking advantage of getting out here and working on their game, and also just getting to know each other, and getting to hang out, and I think that's going to really help us.
Thanks, Jay Ho.
You're welcome.